Hi gorgeous souls, and welcome to our solar conversation number 34. I'm just seeing that the light is really bugging behind me. Is that okay? I hope so. So, hi. Kids are in bed. Dennis is at the book fair in Frankfurt signing and doing readings and stuff and selling his book. So I'm alone. I hope Ori doesn't wake up. If she wakes up, I will jump and get her. I also have some washing to hang up, so I'm gonna do that while we're having our conversation. I hope you don't mind, but that's real life here. And things need to be done. Things need to be done. And I still want to do yoga today, so this needs to be combined. Okay, so what are we discussing? Hello, for anyone joining. Hello, gorgeous people. So I want to talk to you about something that is on my heart today. I just attended a beautiful teaching of a mentor and friend that I really, really adore. Her name is Asha Frost. She's an indigenous woman. I only know how to spell it. I don't know how to say it. Oh, laundry day is every day, Janice. Honestly, I have at least one washing machine every single day. It's just that it needs to be done now because I want yoga and I want my cacao time and journaling. So this needs to be combined, right? So yes, Asha Frost is a medicine woman. She's in near Toronto in Newmarket in Canada, and I had the pleasure to meet her from healer to healer and make a really good friend. And I have had her as an expert in my Light Maiden Academy, in my Soul Garden that morphed into the Soul Garden, right? In my group program, I did run 4 times, I think, last year. Oh yes, I was busy last year with group programs. That was one of the 2 I did run last year. I just attended a teaching where she talked about how it might be inappropriate to actually say pizza is my spirit animal, because spirit animals, this is a teaching by Native Americans, which is a sacred teaching, and it might offend some of them if you take their sacred teachings and just use them for your amusement and for a giggle and a laugh, right? Not to say that spirituality has always to be very serious. I mean, Asha said that as well. Like both she and me, we are the first to just like giggle and laugh and make jokes while we're doing our sacred work. At the same time, some things need to be sacred, and they can be hurtful to the people, the culture, where it comes from, if we take it too lightly. And this put a piece in place for me that has slowly come to light after I made my tattoo on my between my sacral and not my sacral. What is this? Like the power chakra and the heart chakra. This one, my Una Lume tattoo. And I want to talk about this because I think it's important. Over the last week, so last week on Friday, I went for a massage, if you recall, I told you. And I'm going to this massage place at the moment with this really sweet Thai lady. And she's from Thailand, she's living here in Germany, and she's working and doing massages. And she's just, I have never met someone who will find every knot and just have a feeling in her hands to find the place where she needs to work on so well than this woman. And she, while she was doing the massage, she was admiring my tattoos. And so I thought, like, well, she's from Thailand, and Unalume is part of the Thai culture, right? It's where the symbol originates. And so I decided to share my new tattoo with her. And she reacted very differently. Because all my other tattoos, she was like, oh, this is so beautiful, and oh, this looks like a Thai symbol, and stuff like this. And then I showed her the Unalume, and she got really quiet, and I couldn't place it. And then I said, like, you know this, right? Can you tell me more about it? And because I knew what I had read up, and I knew that symbol called me so deeply that I knew, like, it had to go there for myself, as a reminder for myself that the spiritual journey goes like spiral, and like the pendulum is swinging until you are in that enlightened place where your swings are not like you're going onto the straight line, right? And she got really, really quiet when I said that, and said, like, it's an Unalume. And she was like, well, in my country, she said that in German, and like in very broken German, so our conversation wasn't elaborate. But I could feel, because I am who I am, right? I could feel that she was upset by it. And I couldn't place it. And so we talked a little bit about Buddhism as much as we could. And but what she said was, in my country, this symbol is for kings. And what I had read up was that it was a symbol symbolizing, or like in Thailand, who would get this symbol or who would be marked with this symbol would be ancient saints. And I read it up and I thought, like, oh, that's cool, and I love the symbolism of it. And I didn't think much more about it, to be honest. And I'm carrying a bit of shame about that, because I didn't think more. I didn't go deeper. I just thought, like, oh, this symbol is calling me so deeply, and then the more I learned about it, the more it spoke to me. So I tattooed it, right? So we had this little conversation while she did like my massage, and she quickly put it to the side that she wasn't like, she just let it go, you know. She quickly understood that she wouldn't be able to explain it to me, and I quickly understood there was something going on, and it would reveal itself to me in divine timing. And so when I a couple of days later, a friend of mine, we talked about that I would love to come and visit her. And she was like, oh my God, and then could you bring your needles with you? Could we do a tattoo? I love the symbol that you have on your chest. And what is it called? And I said, it's an Unalume. And of course I can bring my needles, no problem, we do this. I come and visit, and I bring my needles, and like, I'm gonna do your first tattoo. But yeah, look up the Unalume and see if it speaks to you the same way it spoke to me. And she came back to me and she was like, I don't want you to take this wrong or as criticism, but I found this article about why you shouldn't, and I don't let myself, normally other people don't get to say to me, you should or you shouldn't. I don't even should myself. So, you know, but she said, like, in this article, there are a couple of really valid points why it's not a good idea to get an Unalume as tattoo. And I was like, oh, please share it with me. I'm always open to learning, and I'm always, I love learning new things and hearing new perspectives. And so I was really, really curious, like, what did she find? When I sent her off to do her own research and see if that speaks to her, what did she find, right? And what she found was an article written by another tattoo artist, stick and poke tattoo artist, who said that instead of taking from another culture that we don't understand, that is so ancient and old, that we can't even begin to understand what stands behind the symbols of this culture, it's better to, or like for him, on his perspective, right? He made the point that it's better for us to look into our own ancestors and into our own lineage and into our own culture and the symbolism in what it is around us there. Because the sign and also the Unalume is deeply grounded into not only the culture, the Thai culture, but also into the religious thinking of Buddhism, right? And so I read this article and I was like, those are really a couple of really, really good points. And I felt into it, and I still felt like, no, this was the right decision for me to do this. And I still feel this way, just to make that clear. I'm just really sorry that I didn't put more thought into it, and I didn't ask my Thai lady more questions about it, because I could have learned so much more from her. And I will, next time I go there, I will ask her more about it. And then when Asha gave that teaching just a couple of minutes ago about other people just taking what they like and kind of taking it lightly and making jokes about it and making it fluffy, you know, it spoke very deeply to me. And I suddenly realized that if this is a symbol for ancient saints, of course, for somebody who doesn't know my way and who doesn't know what I do and just sees me like this young, beginning of 30s, white, privileged lady bearing a symbol that is in your culture reserved for ancient saints, that might be really, really offensive. And I'm really grateful to my lovely massage therapist that she didn't hold on to it. That she actually tried to start to explain and then couldn't find the right word. She was using the word king, and then she just dropped it and was like, you know what, Janice, what are you saying? I can't see more. Oh, you did what you felt was right. I feel it was right for you. You would not do it otherwise. It was a sacred thing for you. And that was the point I realized today. That was exactly the point. Thanks, Janice, for leading me back to the point I wanted to make. I saw that I offended. I learned later from my friend Anne, who sent me the article about like why I offended, and it still didn't feel like the intention behind it was offending. And then the teaching dropped in from Asha, which tied it all together, right? That just because the intention behind it is not offensive doesn't mean that for the person out of this culture with a much, much bigger background on that symbol or on that teaching, it doesn't feel offensive. And so from now on, I will just make sure that if I share my tattoo with others, that I also explain how sacred it is to me and what it means to me. And not just say like, well, it's an Unalume and it symbolizes this and this, but actually go into the sacred meaning for myself, not for everyone else. And I know this, that it might mean very different things to different people, But it's the same with the cross, for example, or a feather. Like they will mean very different things to different people from different cultures, from different backgrounds, from different perspectives, right? And so it just heightened my awareness about like, this is where it's coming from, but also this is what it means to me, and that I need to put them, both of them together. And I promised myself that I will have this conversation with my massage therapist the next time I see her, that I will say sorry, that I will apologize for if I have offended her, that I have offended her, and explain why I chose the symbol, and explain why it's sacred to me, and that I'm still honoring the sacredness of the symbol. I hope this all makes sense to you, but it felt really like I wanted to share this because it was like such an eye-opening moment, and just the connections were made and tied together in that moment. Oh, Caress. Hi, Caress. What are you saying? Oh, you have an open heart and soul, and it's beautiful to see you seek a solution that respects others. Thank you so much for seeing me. Thank you so much for seeing me. I try every day. I try to show up as my best and to find solutions and to keep an open heart while also keeping a strong back. I think Brené Brown calls it that, doesn't she? She says soft front, hard back, or something like that. So yeah, I'm very firm in what I believe is true for me, and I also try to remain open and loving and keep my heart open to find solutions and keep growing and evolving and learning more about this beautiful earth that we're on, and about this beautiful life that we have been given. But yeah, I just felt I needed to share this, because it is the beauty in these mistakes that we make, and how much awareness we bring to them, and also how much willingness to learn and grow through them. And without having hard conversations, and these don't need to be long conversations, but they need to be conversations that we need to have, right? And without the willingness and the openness, and dropping the being offended and going into defense, but actually letting go of our trying to defend ourselves, and opening ourselves up and going like, oh, I might have done something wrong, or I might have offended you, or might have hurt you. Can you tell me more? Please tell me more. I think if we keep learning and growing and asking questions and talking to the people that we don't understand, that we can actually grow so much quicker than if we keep ourselves closed. I can see you as a saint. Oh, Janice. I can see myself as a saint too. Look, I have a halo today. Oh, you're so sweet. I don't know. I'm a human. I'm a human being sharing my journey, and trying every day the best as I can. Right, Janice? My halo. Here we go. I don't know who are saints. Saints are people who lived extraordinary lives. I'm a huge admirer of Jesus, actually. I'm not a Christian. I don't agree with loads of the beliefs in church in general. And the Christian church in particular, because I have grown up with it, and it just didn't speak truth to me. But I and not but and I admire them deeply. I admire the saints deeply because they have touched people so much with the love they radiated, with the kindness they have shown, that they're supposed to be spoken about thousands and thousands of years after they died. Exactly, Janice. Saints were human, then they died, right? And there's a line in... Sorry, I need more washing. Just give me a second. There is a line in one of Macklemore's songs where he sings that you die twice. Once they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that someone mentions your name. And that feels true to me. That feels absolutely true to me. And the people who persist in history are, some of them are pretty evil. Like they did some pretty awful things. But most of them, they will be forgotten in a couple of 100 years. The people who really persist, the people who are talked about long after they died, are the people who have shown incredible kindness, incredible love, incredible strength, facing hardship, facing life with all its ups and downs, and still remaining open-hearted and loving and kind. Felicitas, she just wrote, I never imagined a saint making laundry. Here we go. See, with my halo, I'm doing laundry. But yeah, they were human. All of them were human before they were turned into saints. By whatever religion they were turned into saints. And they all had to eat. They all had to fart. They all had to, I don't know, take a shit. Just like, in this. They all had to prepare food. They all had to take care of their body. They all had to wash their body. They all had people in their life that they loved. And they all had people in their life who they were triggered by. So I never have gotten the whole putting people on a pedestal just because they did something. I can admire somebody for their strength, for their compassion, for their kindness, for the way they're showing up over and over and over again, for their persistence, for their, what else? For the legacy they leave, for the music that they wrote and shared, for the art that they made, for the community that they brought together. But that doesn't mean that they're any different from me. Think about one person that you really admire. Think about one person that you think is like, you would just like don't even get a word out when you're in their presence, right? And then I want you to think about what they need to do on a daily basis that you also need to do. They need to brush their teeth. They need to eat breakfast. If they want to start into their day really powerful. You get my point, right? They are human, just as you are. We are all. This is one of the sayings that I took so deeply into my heart from my friend Maru. She says we're all peers in the human experience. And so when I think about Jesus and any other person that I admire, that I really have a lot of respect for, I also think about them as the human they have been, or as the human that they are. We all share the same struggles. We all share the same wishes. We all want happiness. We all want love. We all want to be loved, and we all want to be accepted. And yeah, we all need to do laundry. Well, maybe not all of us. Some of us have never done laundry. But there are a couple of human experiences that we all have, every single one of us. And one of them is screwing up, making mistakes. And I just learned this recently again, because the most valuable lessons we forget and then we remember again, right? It's okay to screw up. It's okay to make mistakes. That means you're living your life. You're not here to be perfect. You're not here to never screw up. Only through your mistakes, through your failures. I don't think they're failures. I don't perceive them as failures. I have a really positive relationship to failure, because for me, failure means growth. Failure means experience. Failure means something I can take and examine and then take the lessons with me forward. So we all share these experiences as human beings, and sometimes we get so locked in by the fear of failure, or even further down, the fear of actually succeeding and seeing that nothing that we thought was true is actually true. But all of us, saints or not, there are qualities that we all share. And that makes it easy to not go speechless in front of other people. And when you admire somebody, then of course go up to them and say, I admire you. Like, the way you show up is incredible, inspiring. Or when there is somebody who died already and you think they're amazing, then tell others about them. Tell others about their work. Tell others about why they are amazing to you, so they can live on a little longer. To come back to the saying I mentioned earlier, right? Keep talking about them if you admire them. But don't put them on a pedestal and think they're better than you, because I know you can be as good as them and as amazing as them, and take them as a reflection of what you are capable of. We are all sacred. We can see the sacred in others. Exactly. The people you look at are a reflection of your light, your love, your energy inside. And although we're all different expressions, we all have our unique expression as human beings on this earth. We're all connected through this, that we all have our human body, we all have our human mind, we all share the same mindset and thoughts and the like, I'm not enough. We struggle with the same doubts, with the shame, with the fear, with the same fears. And we all have to do certain things when we're human, right? I think I'm wrapping up. I have 3 more pieces of laundry left, and then it's yoga time for me. And then it's weekend, and I have a full weekend with my 3 beautiful children. Well, Dennis is still on the book fair in Frankfurt. And I'm just really looking forward to it. The tea party happening not this Sunday because I'm like alone with the children, but the Sunday afterwards, just before the full moon on the 21st. Like the full moon is Wednesday the 24th. And we're meeting for a tea party with Spirit, where I will channel, where we will have conversations like this, where we'll go deep with messages that are relevant to the people attending. That is happening on the 21st. There are 6 spots, but there's only 3 spots available by now. I shared it yesterday, and 3 people have booked in already, so there's only 3 spots available for the next tea party. Now, seeing that, I feel really good doing them, and they're amazing. And they're amazing spaces, and they connect me every time even deeper to myself and my spirit team. And so I can almost surely say that there will be another one after this. So if you can't make the 21st, just keep your eyes and ears open, and as soon as I have internet in the new apartment, I can put on the next one. But if you can make it to the one on the 21st, make sure to book your space quickly, because there's only 3 spaces left for that one. And it's still 10 days until that is happening. The other thing I wanted to say is that around the full moon, I will do a 3-day teaching, a 3-day training. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to do a 3-day teaching training about spirit team, your spirit team especially. We're going to do probably a journey. I don't know. I will see what comes out of my mouth. I will do a teaching, a training, what spirit team, like what is it? How can you contact them? All this kind of stuff. We're going to talk about this. And of course, what I mentioned earlier, the spirit animals are part of that spirit team. But we're going to go in depth in that training. That training is free. You only need to be part of my Soul-Led Living with Annika Facebook group, and we'll do that training in there. I'm still thinking about making it available over my website, but by now I have only made the decision and commitment to do it in my Facebook group. So type into the search Soul-Led Living with Annika. You will find my Facebook group, and I will approve you in there, and then you can be part of that free teaching. Is there anything else I want to say? Oh yes, there is. There's also only 3 of the 6 rooms left for the Ireland retreat happening in May. So if that one is calling you, please get on the phone with me, write me a message, let me know, so we can talk and we can figure out a way how you can be part of this. Because, oh my God, I don't think there will be any spaces left by the new year coming around. So that's all, I think. Yes, yoga time, finishing my laundry time. I'm sending you love. So, so, so much love and light. I'm here to remind you that in your essence, in your soul, you are love. Remember, you are love. You're loved, you're guided, you're supported. You were never a mistake. There's a reason that you're here. And that reason is for you to express yourself to the fullest. Now, I can't wait to see what comes next for you. Have a gorgeous weekend, my loves. And I'll see you on Monday for Soul-Led Conversation 36. Holy moly. I didn't know when I started this that we will keep going and going and going. I'll see you on Monday, lovelies. Take care. Mwah.